Hello there. It's a beautiful day in New Zealand today, even though it's very cold. And so I'm enjoying the sunshine, but I'm also enjoying spending time in my art room. And today I am going to be using my metallics and plain paints again, but this time I want to do a swipe, a different type of swipe over metallic silver. And I've only just made it up, so there's a lot of bubbles in it, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. And into my silver I have put 1 squirt of Dimethicone, which is of course the coconut milk serum that I have used in between using the Montmartre silicone oil. It's slightly thicker than the oil and actually just gives a different result. So I'm going to pour this over my piece of signboard, and then I'm going to do the swiping on pieces of plastic, but I'm going to put the paint onto each piece and smear it across rather than putting the paint on the board first and then doing the swiping. So I'll start now. I had a lot of fun doing that, and I'm just going to see what other cells I can bring up very, very quickly, because I might also just give it a bit of a tilt around the edges, because the edges to me are just a little bit rough with the silver, and I tried redoing the edges with the plastic, but it wasn't working for me. So I'm just going to sort of tip over the edges on each side to just bring the colours right down over the edges of the board, to take away that sort of rough looking effect. It just doesn't want to quite do what I'm expecting, so I'm just using my finger here to help to bring it down over the edge, and I'll probably have to end up doing that on all the edges. I'll just see how I go. If I lift it up properly and just scoot it down, it makes a big difference. I'm loving the colours. And of course all the cells, which are not perfect little round cells, they are the lovely sort of what I think of as a stone effect type of cell, from the stones you get in a bed of stones or in a riverbed, rather than all these round tennis ball type cells. So I will just bring this down this way a little and over the edge first, and then down to the other corner, and I will torch it again to see what sort of effect I can get with the with whatever cells are left. See, this is not going over properly. I want that red right over the edge. I know it's got something to do with the signboard, because of course when you use a canvas you've got the curved edge on the canvas. I also think some of it has got to do with the silicone sliding across the signboard, because of course there's no gesso or base on it to hold the paint in place. So instead of tilting it on this side, I think I might just get some paint and actually put it on with my finger onto the edges there, to take away that rough effect. Okay, so bring it back around again and grab my torch again to get rid of the rest of the bubbles. There are a lot of bubbles still in it, of course, from the paint that I used with the Dimethicone in it, which was the silver base, and of course some of the cells still to come through. There will be a lot of them because I did put a good squirt of Dimethicone in, and silver being a metallic of course has its natural methods of making cells. Okay, now I'm going to bring it up to the light, nearer the light, to show you. There are a lot of cells have come through, but there is also some lacing going on, which is rather pretty. But a lot of the silver, of course, because of the fact that it had the Dimethicone in it, I expected that I would need heavy-bodied colour, really with a lot of pigment in it to neutralise the silver. But I'm still very happy with the effect of that. It's almost to me like either snow melting or lots of different flavours of ice cream. So that is it for me for today's video. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.